Hi everyone, welcome back to this week weekly market update. As usual, let's see what's happening on last week market, and then we'll look forward on what's coming week and things to watch out for, and also recap on the certain counters we have been watching and talking about it. So last week, what's really happened? Exciting because the market actually have a wild swing from after the US CPI that actually announced on last Thursday itself, right? So we can see that the market actually, if you are in my Telegram group, I did warn you guys, the market actually reversed down from 200 point to 500 point, and then on the midday it reversed up again, and that is why from this chart you can see it open gap down, all right, and then close above. So it's how do I put in a way is that firstly, right, even though the market went up on Thursday itself, right, it doesn't mean that it gives any strength to this economy at the moment. All right, US CPI came in higher than the expectations, slightly higher than the expectations, but the market should theoretically, right, it should actually go lower because good news become bad news, right, which I mentioned previously. But what actually causes it to go up mainly because of people speculate over on the earnings report upcoming, saying that bank sector will be performing well. As you can see, what is the earnings report last week? Um, I think JP Morgan announce a good earnings report itself. Okay, you can see these are the bank sector itself, but not to forget because this is against the actual earning against the forecast. So as long as they reduce the forecast to the lowest, right, it's easily to manipulate the report saying that, oh, they are earning way better, this kind of thing. But technically, right, if let's say you pay attention to my video, I did mention that do not go against the Fed or against the tape, right? Meaning to say, is there any major changes after the US CPI announced on last Thursday itself? No, right? Basically, we know that what causes market to come down, which I have been explaining many times, mainly due to the increase of the rate, firstly, and also the pull out of the liquidity of the QE, right? So it's called QT, quantitative tightening, right? So these two is still remain the same. As long as the inflation rate is still at a high side, there is chances for Fed to continue to hike the interest rate, and there isn't any free money printing from the government but to tighten it, reducing the liquidity flow out there. There may be technical rebounds in between. All right, there may be technical rebounds in between, but ultimately we are still at the downside. Okay, so we may see rebound one, two, three, but there will be many resistance in between because we know that fundamentally it's the downside. Secondly, it may be just the dead cat bounce that it touches the lower point. Everyone wants to go in to grab a pie where the shares is at a low price right now. That's why I say in my Telegram group, if you did join, I did mention, if you are itchy picking up falling knife stocks, log out of your account, stay away. You will come back more happy guy. All right. So don't feel regretted. Don't feel disappointed that on Thursday itself, many share actually spike up. Don't feel disappointed. I should have picked up here. I should pick up here. You may not know where the market really crashed below this line. You will thank yourself for not acting on the day itself. Correct? So we know that fundamentally, at the bigger pictures, there is no rate cut. It's rate high. You will lousy or make equity market turn lower. All right, so this should be the way of how the economy works, unless they want to suddenly say, reduce the rate. So unfortunately, no. So at this time round, we can see that the bond yield spike, the 10 years treasury actually top 4% for the second time in 2 days. And also, you go into 2 years U rate, which is the nearer, we are actually at a high side as well. So out of all this evidence, right, it's not showing that the market is going up. All right, so be cautious if you are holding or if you have long on last Thursday. Be cautious once you break the support. Please remember to cut it. All right, please remember to cut it. Okay, so what's coming up for this week? Basically, this week is actually on the earnings report. Continue the second week as we go into it. So next week we should watch out for certain counter like Netflix. All right, Netflix I think is not performing well as well, but they just launched the advertisements, right? Will it be directly credited to these projects of advertisement as a revenue? I'm not sure, but just watch out if you are holding any position. Next, the biggest one is actually Tesla. We can see that Tesla dropped 7% yesterday, uh, which I think I mentioned before. Our target is at 200, if I'm not wrong. So at the moment, for Tesla, I think I did mention. All right, so this is what I mentioned right last week. Okay, this is what I mentioned. So we can look at a weekly chart. Okay, I'm saying that Tesla have chance to go to 200 or 180, and then we shall monitor from here. Even though the Tesla come to here, it's not that low yet. Most likely there's chances for it to go lower, but that is the first target area that we are looking. Whether can we do a first pickup based on the market economy structure? All right, not to forget Tesla. Elon Musk still have to buy Twitter later on, right? So I don't know how is Tesla going to react over this news. So the earnings report on coming week, you might want to watch out how does it performs. But for me to say, we are actually near the support area. If you are going to short, you need a more concrete answer. If you are going to long, then please be aware once you break 120 and 180 below, please have your own group risk management and cut it off. All right, so that is my thoughts for Tesla. So for Dow Jones, nothing changed. The view remained the same. We are biased on the downside. Any upside move is for you to sell your current positions. All right, is for you to sell your current positions. All right, you want to add in your extra additional exposure. Just be aware, the market might kill you on the coming November and December if the rate hike continue. I think November rate hike 75 basis point will go through no matter what. It's just a matter of time. Will they be harsh enough to raise 100 basis point? So that's the questions for you. All right, so for people who wanted to long last week, all right, this is a weekly chart, weekly candle. If you wanted to long Thursday, always ask yourself this question: what has changed in the market to make the market go up? Is it too cheap for people to pick it up, or there is any reduce of the rate being turning dovish from the Fed itself? Otherwise, the view just remain. Okay, next counter we will be looking is into gold, which I mentioned as well. If you pay attention, all right. So 1670 is the pivot point. So right now, where are we looking at? Okay, so I mentioned 24 September. Today is 15 October. As per this video, I mentioned break and close below 1670 pivot level. We can see 1570. Looking into the daily candle, 1670 is this red line. We are right now at 1650, around there. Okay, so close and break down. Close and break down. Will there be any rebounds back? I won't know, but if you have shorted, please put your stop loss. If you never rebound, you should continue to ride it to 1570. Okay, 1570. This is what I'm looking for gold. Next counter, which I mentioned previously, not sure did anyone manage to catch on it. I did, so it's Crown. This is what I mentioned, 9 October is somewhere here. All right, this OG. We will continue to see go down until it hit 135. High chances it will, based on current situation. Okay, after 135, if you don't feel good because you're at the support line, you can close your position first. Wait for higher recovery to short it again. All right. Or for people who are confident, did not remove, then you can aim for 1570 next. Okay, so next counter we'll be looking into Tesla I just done, which is Gbp Usd. Okay, so for this Gbp USD, I think I did draw some drawing as well. Maybe I accidentally remove it. So for Gbp USD, it's the same. But the thing is that the UK side is going to reduce or cut back what they say on the corporate tax. I'm not sure the confidence in them will will it continue or not? All right, because you shouldn't change your words easily as a minister, right? So if you change the word too frequently, too easily, no one is going to take your word seriously. But ultimately, we still see that it's a downtrend. Okay, so people who have shorted here previously, congrats. People who didn't pull back, restricted by this 20 days, 40 days moving average, is also a charge for you to enter as well. Okay, so this is Gbp Usd. Next, we are looking at NEO. So Tesla is not performing well. Same goes to NEO. All right, so finally, let's see. Let's refresh. Let's go to weekly chart. Okay, gentlemen, when did I wrote this? 3rd of September, gentlemen. All right. First support 15 seconds, support 12, last support 10. All right. Last support 10 must put this circle. Okay, where are we looking at right now? Last week, Friday, closing $11.75. Ladies and gentlemen, we are $1.75 to our next support area, which is the $10 mark. Okay, I'll just use this line, go to $10 mark. Okay, so it's somewhere here. Will it reach? High chances it will. Alright, high chances it will reach there. Okay, it will reach there. So this is where I write, right? Came down to here, so I just put here lah. And then this one I don't need. This one is where I say, so I just put it there. $10, yes. Will it bounce after that? Who will know? I also not the god, right? But technically, this should be the area that is comfortable as a major support. Once it bleach, there we go lower. At our current environment, if Tesla not going to bounce back, I don't think NEO. Why? One of the reasons is because I think Nikola, this is one of the EV, there's some hanky panky with the director long times back. Right now he might fine for uh to joke many years, so they actually do a fake record reporting, and that is where Nikola go until closing last Friday, $3.06. All right, I have did some Nikola as an education video in my YouTube link. If you never heard, you can go in, look back, because there is some news. It's so obvious that it raised a red flag here. So if let's say you have watched my video and take action to remove from your portfolio, you will thank me by now. All right, so this is Nicola. Okay, let me see what else. Gold, I think I touched on it as well. Okay, so last counter, Nvidia. Okay, don't give too much hope over here. Mainly is because it's right now hitting $112, break below the weekly chart. So where are we looking at? Is at the one whole round figure, $100. Okay, so this is what we are looking at. For me, I'm looking in between 80 to 100. Okay, this is what I'm looking at. A good value. Anything below 80 is a steal for Nvidia. Okay, anything below 80 is a steal for Nvidia in long-term perspective. Buy this based on your own capability. Once you bought it, done. Do not average until the market start to turn up. What do I mean by that? Fed do not raise the rate, turn dovish, start seeing the inflation rate CPI coming down, which is a good news as well. Then it's time to slowly buy in and buy in. All right, so this is the way. At the moment we are looking more on the downside. Okay, so that's all for this week weekly market update. As usual, remember to join my Telegram group, because we know that the market is volatile. I might not have enough time, to direct update in the video, as you can see that I do it once a week. Or otherwise, if any important, I will just text to the Telegram. You will get the latest news from there. Thank you, everyone. Remember to share and like my video as well. Goodbye. Enjoy your weekend.